So in WWE, there is two people missing that you probably want in a tag team. The Hardy Boyz. So how do we get them, create them into a tag, and get their entrance? So first and foremost, into the community creations we go, because we don't have them as superstars. You want to go in and go into superstar, and then you want to whack a cheeky Y button to be able to go and search for them. I know Jeff was on like the main page to start with, but I believe he is now kind of fallen down the rosters a little bit, especially with everybody creating just mental pieces. So once you've obviously searched in the hashtags for Hardy, go over to most downloaded, and I must admit the first two that I have seen have been pretty adequate, I would say, for your needs. So literally the first one, this one has been downloaded 36,000 times already. So if you click into this one, it should give you pretty much everything you need. I think it's a pretty good Jeff, to be honest. So we have downloaded that one. Then obviously next to him, because you've typed in Hardy, then you will be able to find Matt as well. Definitely not as much, but he's up there. I've gone with this one. There is obviously a few more that you can go with. So again, pick the one that you personally want. I've gone with this one. To be honest, they're both very similar. Their faces, they've got them pretty accurate as well, which I really like. Especially some of the designs we've seen over the past have been questionable. So we've got them in, and that is what we need straight away. So then we want to go over and make them into a tag team. So you want to go into options and into roster. You then go into edit teams, and then you go into create, which is the right stick in. We want to call it the Hardy Boyz, and we can just go ahead, whack them in. Pretty standard like anything whenever we've done this. Just save it, and then we want the team announce. We can go to, I believe they've got them. Have they got them, or have they taken it? They've taken it out. Oh, I thought they'd have it in. Normally they have it in, but for some reason it's not in there this time. Okay, so we'll just call them high energy for the moment. I'm trying to think if they're called anything else. But that doesn't matter anyway, so we're going to go over into custom superstar. We'll then go and put Jeff in, and then we'll also go ahead, go to custom, and then we should be able to find Matt just there. So again, we can edit all of the kind of attributes if you want to make them better or worse. We're going to go with cheer. Obviously you can go with the finishers and everything together, but we're going to save them like that to make them into the tag team. So then we want to go over to their entrances. Again, they have their own entrances apart, but they never really had like their set team one, so I can imagine if they don't have the name of them, they probably are not going to have the actual entrance for them either, or a preset custom one, so you will probably have to go along and go for something else yourself. So if you go into generic motion, normally you'd be able to find something kind of more towards in the Hardy kind of section, but again, you'll kind of just go with something that's very similar. If you just move all the way down, you've got mixed tags, and you've got plenty of others that you can choose from. So if you are not happy with the ratings as well, say you want to change Matt Hardy to be that little bit better, because it seems to be everybody focuses on Jeff there. If you go into edit superstars, you'll be able to go into the actual superstar himself and be able to change it in the edit. So for instance, from here, we can obviously change the personal information if we really wanted to, and then we can go over into the fighting styles and all the statistics. So he's got him at 81. Say you wanted to make him that little bit better. Maybe you think he's a bit better at the running offense rather than necessarily the aerial range, which it's just ridiculous. So you can go ahead and change all of this if you really wanted to. And then also, if you've not quite got the almost move set that you want, you can also change that, which is really cool. This is something that you could make yourself. Maybe you're a big fan, you know all of the moves and you kind of know what he's going with. Maybe you want to change the finisher as well. I would be interested to see if they actually have the twist of fate. So if you go into moves and then go into finisher, you should then be able to see they do have the twist of fate, which is really cool. Again, something you can do is make it a super finisher if you really wanted to. So for instance, something like off the rope, you can turn into a super finisher as well. So that's just something extra you can do. You can go all the way into the move sets as well, especially of any custom superstar. Whether you'd want to do that necessarily with any of the actual superstars, you can technically do it, but I would suggest possibly going with that. And we see Jeff Hardy's 94, Matt Hardy's only 81 in these versions.